So that's it. This is Nigeria right now. Action. Hello out there, Nigeria right now. Today with Dickson, Iroegbu, we are hosting Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi. Distinguished Senator.
Hey, also it's a pleasure.
I'm seeing lots of your presence here.
This is a little bit of my trajectory, my history. This is 2003. I was the House leader. You could see Obasanjo, former president, the late Queen. You could see late Cairo. You could see Ete. You could see Honorable Ete, Honorable Mona. And down there, my boss,
Former Senate President.
Former Senate President, W. Mark. And here, my boss, Atiku Abubakar, and here, Sule Lamido, Dr. Norma D. Sambo, the former Vice President, the former President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, on the occasion of giving an honor of CON Nigeria, my friend, former member of the House, former governor of Zamfara, minister, my former boss, late Gali Umar Naba in 2007. And this is Sharif, the former governor of Borno State, occasion. This was me. I was the chairman of the Nigerian Hockey Federation. This is a tournament. This was the former governor of Niger State, giving him prize. This was the valedictory speech, acceptance speech, during the 2003 and so on.
Distinguished, we'll go and engage now on these angles.
Na farko dai ina so ka sani kan cewa ni dan jam'iyyar PDP ne kuma wakili ne na al'umma. A gani na kwalliya bata biya kudin sabulu ba. Abubuwan da Bola Tinubu zai samu a ƙasa shanin sun taɓarɓare irin wahalhalu da al'umma ta shiga da kuma suke shiga, musamman mu da muke ƙauyuka muna cuɗanniya da su, muna jin kukansu kuma muna ji a jikinmu, ba don kawai mu wakilansu ba ne, saboda ba inda za su je in sun koka muɗin ne. Ina ganin Bola Ahmed Tinubu bai fahimci wannan ƙasar ɗin sosai ba, kuma bai fahimci wahalar mulki na ƙasa irin Najeriya nan ba.
You're the hottest man, the hottest politician in town today.
Hottest?
Yes, I tell you the truth. Today is 13th.
You think so?
Yesterday, all over the news, the story about your suspension, and before it, the story about what your discovery about some of the, whatever, in the budget.
Yeah.
What is your reaction so far? Because that's why I say you're the hottest politician.
I find this really amazing and amusing that I am the hottest political property, most politician.
Yes.
Glory be to God.
It's positive.
Positively or negatively. This is politics. And believe you me, there will be no progress in a nation if there are no diverse opinion, disagreement.
Sure.
And there is no one issue that everyone looks at it in a dimension. So you agree to agree. And everything we try to do is to the best of my knowledge in the interest of the nation and of the citizenry.
I agree with that. It appears that your colleagues seem to have thrown you under the bus. Though you're not the first to be suspended in the Senate, but what is your reaction to your own case? But
you know, I've been around for 17 years.
I'm aware, sir.
And I believe I'm a parliamentarian. And once a chamber takes a resolution, whether you like it or you don't, you abide by it. Believe me, I'm very comfortable. And I respect the decision of the Senate,
But
my own colleagues.
They are asking for your apology. Should you apologize now or tomorrow by writing that the next day, of course, by your rules, you should definitely come back to the red chamber.
Nobody gave me any chance
To
to apologize. In fact, as a matter of fact, I didn't even conclude my remarks. Having said that,
Okay.
I don't think at this juncture it is not a matter of guilt or not guilt. You have dished out a sanction against me, and you are my friends
And colleagues.
and colleagues
And fellow compatriots.
and compatriots, and I want to swear by my God, I have no grudge against the leadership of the Senate, the members of the Senate. I had come along that road several times, and they must have been comforted with the ideas and believe that I did what people said I did.
Okay, you don't agree to that. What are the facts? What's really prompted this?
Two things.
Yes.
That was a forwarded text to our platform,
Which platform now?
the Northern Senators platform,
Which you chair?
which I chaired, purportedly, which I used to chair.
Yeah, because we saw the resignation.
Exactly.
later.
Purportedly authored by me. And I found that particular post maligning my name, maligning the forum, and most importantly, dragging the name of the Senate President in a matter he knows nothing about. And believe me, when I saw that post, I looked back and said, someone wanted me and the Senate President to have a rocky relationship. Because when I saw that text, I know it was authored for a political motivation. Truly, I didn't vote for Akpabio as Senate President, and I have said this several times over. But immediately he became the Senate President, I became totally loyal to him. I argued with him, and you know, you followed my proceedings.
Yes.
I hardly missed a chamber,
Yes.
chamber sessions.
Yes.
And every time I attend chamber and I raise my hand,
He recognizes you.
Akpabio recognizes me to the detriment of the relationship with others. I'm not unaware. In my presence, Akpabio was challenged severally as why the issue priority and preference over me.
Wow.
Sometimes he gives them answers, sometimes he laughed, and sometimes he said, we came a long way with Ningi, and I thought he's an experienced legislator, that's why I called him. If there's anything I regret about in the entire proceedings, is that collusion
Between the both of you.
between myself and Akpabio. Dickson, I can tell you for free, I have never, ever attended a meeting in the name of Akpabio's meeting with anybody, anywhere, outside or inside the country. And I was fasting, and I swear by Allah, nobody has ever consulted me on the issue of Akpabio's presidency and the probability of changing him.
So the allegation from the Senate leader that you plotted a civilian coup against the Senate President and all that, what's your reaction to
When
that?
the Senate leader spoke in the manner he spoke, I was taken aback, and my heart was really wrenched. Because if there is any one person that brings me into the administration of the Senate, is Senator Bamidele Openi. And if there's any one person that I can say that has brought stability
To the red
to
chamber.
the red chamber, his capacity to mingle, his ability to listen, and his competence over the legislative matters and carrying people along There's nobody like Babidele Opemi. And believe you me, it was this same pause that probably made him to
take the position.
take that position. However, I don't feel injured personally about what he said.
You don't?
I will take a personal visit to him and have a session to explain to him
your own side of the story.
There is no side of the story. The side of the story is what I told you. My own person. Nobody can use me.
You've come of age
for a hatchet job. 1/3 of my life is actually within the parliament. And everybody understands where I come from. I'm a straightforward person. If I say this, what is good for me, I remain with it. If I say bad, I abstain myself from it.
Okay.
And I'm very sure, with the benefit of hindsight, this is not a matter of north and south.
That's what I was doing.
And truly speaking, I don't see the issues as matters of north and south. And when I had my interview in BBC,
yes.
First, I was speaking as a northerner. Second, I was speaking as an opposition member of
the Red Chamber.
Of the Red Chamber. So these are two reasons
yes.
for saying what I said.
Yes.
How many times on the floor of the Senate, if you follow the proceedings, have I praised some certain aspect of Bola Tinubu's presidency? But that has been covered in trying to project me
as
an anti-Bola Tinubu person.
But by the way, you're in the opposition. It's already out there. Being in the opposition, you're anti the ruling party. Isn't it right when you have your firm statements to state against the leadership? What's wrong with that?
Particularly when what I said was never controverted.
Exactly.
And
are we running a one-party?
For democracy to flourish, it's a very complex country like our own, that to be subject on a one-line thought is dangerous and terribly counterproductive.
I agree with that.
And I believe anybody who wishes this country to remain a one-party country is doing a huge disservice to this country. And I believe going forward, people should wish away the thought that Nigeria will become a one-party state. It will not happen. It will not happen. It can't happen. People will come and express their opinion.
That's great. And though Senator Sheikh Husani tweeted and said that there are rules, unwritten codes that must be observed when you're within the corridors of power. And if you do go against that, whatever you say, you take. And so that's what is meted out to you now, 3 months suspension. And you now wonder, is the attempt not targeted at the opposition to stifle the views of the opposition?
No. What Sani said, there is a complete guide provided by the Senate rules. Probably he doesn't understand or he doesn't know. Am I complaining that I've been suspended? No, I'm not. Before the suspension, didn't I say it was coming?
You said so. You granted an interview.
I granted an interview. It was coming. I'm very, very experienced in this department.
So you know the rules?
I know the rules.
You knew what you were up against.
I know the rules. I know the environment.
Yes.
I know the actors.
Yes.
I know the country. I have it.
Okay.
No grudge.
Okay. Before we go on break, is there anything you want to highlight possibly about what transpired and all of it? Is there anybody that you think is particularly behind what you're going through right now in the Senate?
I would like to believe I knew what I was going on in trying to have a different opinion about a fairly average stand for an ordinary Nigerian who, for one reason or the other, fears to criticize, not because there is no basis for criticism, fears to criticize because of his personal safety, space to criticize because of what happens to him tomorrow.
Politically.
Politically. That means being seen as a radical, and therefore you must be silenced. However, people forget where I'm coming from. You were a living witness. You are in the National Assembly.
Yes.
When I was the leader of the House,
Yes.
and there was this issue of third term, I was the leader. Ordinarily, the third term is coming from the PDP point of view. And I stood up. As a leader, I was supposed to be
With
the
your
chief
party.
campaign manager
Yes.
of that particular program. My colleagues will bear me witness. I stood against all odds, against all threats. And at that time, the president of this country, Bola Tinubu, was helping us in making sure
That didn't sell
that
true.
that doesn't sell true.
He was governor then.
He was a governor of Lagos. Atiku Abubakar, Senator Akume, Senator Uzo Kalu, these were front-line people who were trying to encourage us to come together and blocked it. So when you see me doing what I'm doing, it's not new to me.
Okay.
It's not new. I just know, as a matter of fact, I'm in my early 60s. My concern is, at this juncture, I'm not looking for a house, nor a car, nor a wife. I'm trying to think of tomorrow. What am I leaving as a legacy on my name, for my kids, for my constituents,
For fatherland.
and for fatherland?
We'll take a break and we'll come back and continue in that direction. Nigeria right now with Dickson Iroegbu. Today, my guest is Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi. We'll be right back.
Nigeria right now with Dickson Iroegbu, it's a program that is one of its kind in the Nigeria broadcasting industry and landscape, and it's a program where people are allowed to air their views and talk frankly. And I encourage our viewers to continuously stay tuned and watch this program because there are a lot that you could learn from it.
Welcome right back. Nigeria right now with Dickson Iroegbu. Today my guest is Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi, representing Bauchi Central at the Red Chamber. Of course, we're engaging on those very topical issues as just unfolded just yesterday. Distinguished. I haven't trashed the development at the Senate and your position. Let's now bring it to building our nation. What are those things required from politicians to get Nigeria out of the woods? Because there is hunger in the land. While the distinguished senators are discussing huge amounts of money captured for one project or the other that sometimes or most times the constituents don't get to see them. What is our problem with leadership in Nigeria?
First of all, let me admit, I'm not a saint.
Nobody is.
No, but I don't know. About me, I'm not a saint. I must have done one thing or the other that is abnormal and probably unbecoming. But what I think that's fundamentally wrong with that is first two things: believe and love.
Believe.
We do not believe in Nigeria. A lot of us do not believe in the concept
Of the Nigerian problem.
of the Nigerian nation as a political entity with identifiable goals, with a vision. Secondly, even if we like Nigeria, we do not love Nigeria back. In the sense, a number of us, elites, make mouth of just loving Nigeria. Because if you love Nigeria, the most possibilities for you is to bring everybody on board with a view of collecting our various destinies for our collective interest. The first thing that has been disturbing me in all my life is the issue of who is a Nigerian and how our Nigerians define themselves. Which one comes first? Is it your ethnic background? Is it your religious biases? Is it your regional biases? I'm having a serious conflict.
Why?
People define, when you go around the country, people define themselves first and foremost in order of priority. First as Igbos, Hausas, Yorubas,
Fulanis,
Christians, Muslim, Fulanis, Ibibios.
Distinguished. The politicians are the one who bring in those balkanizing mechanisms, isn't it true? Because
very true.
So,
very true.
So
very true. And that's why I take it in my mind. I will never define you because of your ethnic background or religious affiliation. I will define you as an individual, and that is what you must give glory and tribute to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I've been with him for several, and I've taken time. Try to reason why he has come a long way. He never defines you by your religion, by your tribe, by your ethnic background. He defines you as the way you are. And that is one thing I'm trying to also imbibe. And I think a lot of Nigerians must reflect on the global village and see why we are different, why we are where we are.
Okay. So since you have brought in the politics of mentioning Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and, of course, what played out in 2023, your party, the PDP, what is the situation? What's the challenge with the party? Because is it that the party's mistake as made in 2022 during the primaries by not upholding the party's constitution? Is it what is making this party more like a lame duck right now?
I don't think, maybe it's a factor. By my opinion, the most fundamental thing is that people like to ride on the party and get whatever thing they get without giving back to the party. People don't love this party. People like, because of the popular attraction of the party, they see it as a vehicle.
Formidable one at that.
A formidable vehicle to come. Because otherwise, Dickson, having been in power for 16 years, there's no reason, there's no human reason whatsoever, that party is in a position as it is. And I am praying that the Nigerian people are not getting an alternatives
to your party,
to my party, to the ruling party, a vehicle that Nigerians will believe in. But you know, I'm a PDP member. I wouldn't like to say for life. I'm seeing myself just PDP.
Have you ever left PDP? Right?
I've never left PDP because I believe in that party. I believe in the way, the history of that party. I believe in the possibilities that party has created. In the 16 years the PDP ruled this country, you could clearly see how PDP was different from other parties.
Distinguished, did your party make a mistake in 2023, in your view? Because if your party upheld your constitution, you talked about giving back to the party. How do you give back to a party that does not reward loyalty? If the constitution of your party well captures rotational arrangement within the blocks, what's wrong with upholding it? Do you think your party made a mistake? I
don't think it's not as simplistic as rotation within blocks.
Within the regions, I mean.
Within the regions, I'm one of those people who argued against that particular definition. Because I said you want to rotate political positions within block. And I throw the issue of, for how many years in the 16 years had a northerner rule the country and stay as a president
of the country?
On the country. And for how many years?
The southerner.
The southerner had. It is not about that rotation. It is about personal
capacity of the individual.
And the possibilities of somebody who could win an election for us. At that material time, my take would have been, we have been out of power for 8 years. Get the best materials.
And win the power first.
And win the power. And then come back again.
Well, looking back now, do you think that was a mistake? Because
I think that was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
That was a mistake, and unfortunately, we shot ourselves on the foot. And the APC saw the loophole.
And grabbed it and ran
with it. And having also said that, I believe our votes were not counted for us. I strongly believe Atiku's vote was not counted for him, as it should.
Well,
and that is a story for another day.
Yes, 2027 is by the corner. Just already, because I believe that politicians are already plotting. In case you don't know, the argument as was raised by the Senate leader there is also geared towards the direction of 2027 and all that. What is your party looking towards as you move towards 2027? The aspect of merger with other political parties, those who left the party, the likes of Konkoso who left, the likes of PDP who left, and a few others who left. Is there anything that you think your party should do to possibly have a chance in 2027 election?
First of all, I want my party to recognize and believe that the party has a debt with history. The party has a history of its own. The founders of this party did not form that party in vain, and they should not allow their dream, which they have not actually benefited from, to just evaporate because of our personal interest. I believe merger is a strong, strong possibility. I will not go into a merger from a position of weakness. I want every member of the party who still feels for the party to come back to the party and then ask others to join us for a merger, to confront whatever we can confront. I believe the PDP is not strong enough as it is constituted to enter into a merger. We must just try to forgive and forget. We have devoured ourselves. We have insulted ourselves. We have injured ourselves.
And endangered the nation, so to say.
Yeah, in the process, endangered the nation. Now, those that are reaping it are, of course, members of the APC. Even though they too have their own case. But I'm not a member, so I don't go into it.
Okay. I'll just summarize, distinguished, with asking you, should the leadership of the Senate be watching now, and you have something to say in summary to all that has played out and all that, what do you think that will be?
Now, all that has played out is democracy in action. People have the right to say, and people also have the right of way. The majority have the right of way. The minority should have the right of say. Freedom of expression. That is my take. Allow people to express. It's fundamental human right. It's a fundamental human right.
Are you going to apologize to your leadership in this?
We have not come to that. I'm suspended. So no issue about that. I'm suspended, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Yeah.
Nigeria right now with Dickson, Iroegbu. Of course, what we do on this show is to build our nation. What played out at the Red Chamber caught our interest, and we thought that we should come meet the key actor in this whole thing that played out in the Red Chamber, distinguished Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi. But my word for the leadership of the Senate is the people of Nigeria are hungry. That is primarily our focus. How do we get Nigeria out of the woods? Not these aspects of ego tripping and all of it. What is in it for the Nigerian people? That's a question that you should answer. I see you next week on this same show, Nigeria Right Now.